Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Toonkind at 12 FPS. I am Oatmeal, and today I will be playing the Professor. And today I am here with somebody with really great characters, particularly one that we've got here.
Hee-hoo. Hello, everyone. I am Noodle or Pasta or Udon or whichever variation thereof y'all are feeling like today. And I bring a pathetic wet cat of a man, one Jubilee Yukon, who is totally not feral and, vibrating at intense speeds at finally getting let in to the mystery box that everybody else seems to be let into, but he has been forbidden for the longest time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Over chat, in Moria's aberration investigation chat, um, while the professor was dealing with something else, being scryed on and making a fool of himself in chat about it, Juby swooped in and managed to convince him to invite him into the Ellipsis.
he's he's very opportunistic. He's so good at that. Um, by which he's very good at being a pain in the ass.
But yeah, the professor was like, "All right, fine. If it'll keep you from like breaking in." Yeah.
Because, yeah, it was mentioned, Juby had just casually dropped that he may have been planning a heist to get into the Ellipsis and steal the key if there was one. And, he's very determined, so, you know,
Uh-huh.
to save the chaos of that, on top of all the other stuff Professor has going on right now.
Yeah. So he has decided to invite Juby into the Ellipsis. So
Mhm.
I imagine this is just a normal day, and the professor messages Juby just like, "Hey, do you want to come over?"
um, and where specifically is the Professor at this moment?
I imagine he's outside the Ellipsis, actually, which is, and has been for a bit now, maybe like a block and a half down from the Layton household.
Fantastic. I need to roll a thing real quick then. Oh, what would this be? We'll call it. We'll do a save. We'll call that a save. Fantastic! That's a low roll. Great. Um, so, Professor, you send that message.
Mm-hmm.
And it's winter. There's snow on the ground. And you have a general idea of where the Layton household is.
Yeah.
Um, from that direction, you see a blur shoot out of one of the windows and then come to a bit of a skidding stop on the ice and sort of flop into a pile of snow,
Mm-hmm.
not far from the ellipsis before that blur pops back up to his feet and shakes himself out. Uh, and yes, there is one Jubilee Yukon who was totally not looking forward to getting to go into the box. No, no, he's so chill.
Oh man. Um, yeah, Professor is just like leaning against the Ellipsis, just grinning because, alright, he's not necessarily stoked about this, but that it is pretty funny.
Mhm. Yeah, the landing, not great. um, and Juby is definitely like, okay, we're gonna pretend you didn't see that. To answer your question, yes, yes. Can I finally come in? Can I go in the box now, please?
Yes. Yes, you may.
Fuck yes. And genuinely, as soon as you give him the go ahead, Juby is trying to get around you, Professor, and get into the box.
Well, it is unlocked. So yeah, he just is able to like move the professor aside and open the door.
Yeah. Um, actually, what's Professor's passive perception?
Oh, bad. Well, it's not bad, but it's a 14.
I'll say if you want to roll, you can. The 14 will get it, but if you
Mm.
want to roll higher just for fun, you
Yeah,
can.
let me see if I get anything higher. It's a 14.
Well, um, for one, you notice that as Juby slips by you,
Mm.
his design shifts. Um, because the door does not open the entire way. It's just barely a crack. Because Jubilee is part UPAN,
Mm.
and he can flip his design between 2D and 3D. So you see, in his haste to get in, his design goes 2D, and then you hear a faint pop on the other side of probably it going back to 3D.
Uh-huh.
And, like, the door wasn't even fully open. He is just zoomed inside.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's a neat
Uh,
trick. He will follow.
uh, and I have not looked up what
Mm.
the inside of the Ellipsis has looks like right now.
Yeah, I will see if I can find the picture I had drawn a while ago. Where did I put you? Did I put you in here? What would I have titled that? Picture, picture, picture. Where are you?
We shall find.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, that's all right, let me just
It's all good. While we're doing that, I'm gonna make 2 other rolls.
Mhm.
Okay, good. Cool.
All right.
Those are grand.
This is good for a start. This is roughly what it looks like.
Hmm. Cool. So those 2 rolls were a whiz save and a deception roll.
Mhm. Mm.
Um, Professor is welcome to roll insight. I don't know if he can beat a 21, but if he can, for you.
An insight. Yeah, if he rolls high enough. Let's see. What's my insight mod? I think it's a yeah. That's not quite gonna get it. Just short. It's a 20.
Hmm. I have another question
Mm.
because I know this about the Ellipsis.
Yeah.
I know she might have stats of her own.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Um.
Does she want to roll insight?
Yeah. Actually. She's probably gonna, because Professor hasn't told her not to.
Hmm.
More than just rolling insight, she's probably gonna cast Detect Thoughts on Juby.
Oh, fun.
So since she's only doing surface thoughts first,
Hmm.
he won't well detect it. He won't
Hmm.
know,
Hmm.
and he doesn't have to do a roll. But let me
Fun.
see if I can get her insight.
Hmm.
All right. where did I put your insight? Nope, that is the wrong website. Alright, your stats are right over here. Okay. What is
Sorry,
your...
impromptu summoning of the ellipsis stats.
Yeah. Let's see. Insight is that a whiz or an intelligence?
That's wisdom.
Oh, okay. Alright, that's just a roll. Oh wow. Surprisingly low.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I don't think I gave her proficiency in that. That's just a
Fair.
15. But yeah, Detect Thoughts is up, though.
Yeah. So, Professor Jubilee is inside, and he's chill. He is poking about curiously, um, observing the place. You can't really get a read on him. The Ellipsis, however,
Mm.
because she is using Detect Thoughts, gets the absolute chaotic excitement of someone who is let into somewhere new and wants to explore and is so fascinated by everything he is seeing. It is just the feral impulse of I want to touch all the buttons. What does that do? Does that light up? If I hit that panel, will it do a thing? What is that? Where can I go? I need to see everything.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Um, it is just feral need to explore and trying very hard to be not obvious about it.
Just kind of vibrating in place. Like...
Yes. Yeah, that sentiment, that energy, it is he is not stanced up, but the mental energy of being stanced up is
Uh-huh.
there. Mm-hmm.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah, like he is going around, kind of pokes at the lit up panels, the hexagons, like, and the ellipsis would catch the passing thought of, does it change colors when I touch it?
Ooh.
And stuff like that.
It does not, but, could you roll a perception?
Sure. Eh. Let me double check, because, yep, that's just +2. That's good.
Ooh, it
It's a little
is.
feral. That's a 21.
Yeah, that's very good. So, just some ambient stuff before I get to the panel specifically.
Mhm.
It's, the ellipsis has an ambient hum,
Mhm.
and, kind of like just like you might expect from a machine that's on and running.
Mhm.
Refrigerator noise, something like that. And yes, he's able to notice the different like layouts on the console and the central column, which looks like it might move, or the part beside it moves or something.
Mhm.
There's a hat stand. There's this one thing, you can see it in the one picture. It's like this sort of slight recess in the wall that looks like it might be like a cabinet or something. Like
Mhm.
it, what if it goes to something? It's not clear. It's not a door.
Mhm.
There is a since you rolled high enough, there is like a seam in the paneling
Mhm.
at an additional wall that looks like it probably does like open. Otherwise, it looks just like the other panels.
Mhm.
And it's pretty clean in here, pretty well lit. And the hexagonal, the little roundel that he presses does not change color.
Mm-hmm.
But since he's close, the he can see that like this one seems to be fixed in place. The one next to it looks like it could be displaced.
Oh my god. um. So again, Ellie would immediately get a spike of oh, and no thoughts, no thoughts, head empty, push button.
Uh-huh. So he presses on the panel and it essentially like slides open towards him with a sort of like drawer of this one cleaning supplies.
Oh my god.
Some normal, some not quite.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Uh,
some are more household, others are more garage.
yeah. Professor, you see Juby has completely stopped paying attention to you
Mm-hmm.
and is rifling around through your drawer. In here. He has
Uh-huh.
discovered there is one. And as he proceeds to look through this,
Mm-hmm.
um, I can say you can roll perception.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, the last time they met, Jubilee was actively stealing from the professor.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That is a 23.
Yeah, no, he's not stealing anything. You see, you can definitely see. He is just rifling through it to see everything that is in there,
Mm-hmm.
to look at stuff. Tries to close it back up,
Mm-hmm.
just pushes it back, and then immediately proceeds to go looking for more things to push.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But nothing was taken out.
Uh-huh. Oh my goodness. I think he's just kind of like standing inside the door, just like watching him.
Uh-huh.
And probably about like every third panel will reveal something different.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. If he presses one of them near the floor, it actually opens up a piece of the wall so that you kind of have like a seat. Because there's like there's not really any furniture in this room.
Mm-hmm.
One of them opens up to a absolute mess of electronics and like wires and circuit boards, which seem to be functional. Like these are not spare parts. This is a piece of
Mm-hmm.
the machine.
Oh my god. That drawer, upon seeing it, is very quickly closed. And again, if Ellie still has the spell going, she gets the passing thought of, nope, don't know what's going on with that. Let's not accidentally break it.
Let's
And it
see.
is. Keep going.
Another one will have like just like a collection of sort of outdoor like outdoor clothes like snowshoes and an umbrella and wellies and a few, just kind of the assortment of like, all right, you're going outside and it's suddenly X weather or X environment, you might need such and such.
Oh my god. Hmm. There might be a few things pulled out of that drawer. They aren't like put away into hammer space. They aren't like stashed away. It's just like, oh, cool, umbrella. Opens umbrella, puts it back. Yeah, this is. He is lost in the sauce.
Uh-huh.
And like even when there's the chair pops out. It was because these things go up the wall. I don't quite know how tall the walls are, but Juby's already pretty tall.
Mm-hmm.
If there's any chance that he can't quite reach something that is like, that might be a drawer, like he will clamber onto the chair
Oh,
and use it
yeah.
to get that extra reach, or will hop up a bit using his wings to hit one of the other buttons. It is,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. He probably does that because it is pretty high. The round will stop after a point, but the ceilings
Yeah.
are fairly high in here.
Yeah. If there is Oatmeal, I'm just gonna just put this out here. If there is space to explore, this tune is going around in a flurry of just he is getting in everything.
Oh, man.
He
Well,
hasn't touched the center console yet, but
do,
he has started eyeing it.
do you reckon he'd look at the sort of weird cabinet on the one wall?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
he would.
That
If the question
opens.
is, does he look at it? The answer is yes.
It opens into a big, what looks like a TV screen of some kind.
Oh my
But
god.
there's nothing on it. But it's sort of uh, the right sort of like feel and look that like this probably activates to some sort of screen. Has something displayed on it.
Yeah, Juby has 2 seconds of, you know, that when you pass by the TV and you like check your appearance. He does that.
Nice.
Like notices that like some of his feathers were out of place from that crash landing and is like, oh shit.
But yeah, he'll find a variety of things: tools, knickknacks, stationery for some reason.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There is, oh, he should probably roll. Um has the question,
Mm.
would the professor have sent letters to anyone in the Layton house?
Ooh. I don't think so. Just because he has the chat, and I don't
Got
think
it.
he's had any need to send letters to any of them.
Okay. Um So Ellen gets a fun thought
Mm.
that passes by as well. Of there's a look over the stationery and a definite, do I notice any of these? Have I seen Tome with any of these?
Oh.
Because, someone may have a bit of a bias against people flirting with his father figure.
Fair. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
No, none of it looks familiar. There's maybe like a loyal paper airplane or two, but they're just
hmm
standard.
hmm That is noted. It's like, good. This is filed away for later. If I see any of this, I know who to go
Yeah.
to.
Oh, man.
hmm
Uh,
So, yeah.
the professor will just like he's just been kind of like watching,
hmm
but he'll go forward and just kind of lean against the console a little bit, like well.
Uh, hmm. Fuck it. We're gonna roll with rule of funny. 4, delightful. Thank you. So good. Um, Professor, there is an immediate loud bird squawk as Juby jumps, having forgotten you were there, and like spins around on his heel, like, heck, yeah, um, right. It's interesting. Is there
Oh,
more? Is there more?
well, yes, there is. Uh, Not a lot
Mm.
of living space in this particular room.
Well, no, I could see that. There's a lot of storage and other stuff.
Things that
I'd
are good
assume.
to have on hand, yes.
Hmm. Hmm. It's already, I mean, it's already bigger than on the inside than it is on the outside. So I
Mm.
there's the one panel. Does that open? Does that go further? Can I see more? I mean, I'm being polite and asking right now. I'm gonna go see more, but
Yes. um, I think the ellipsis's detect thoughts would have dropped by now, but
Mhm.
the professor is very amused. And he is like relaxed a little bit because he hasn't seen him steal anything.
Uh-uh.
And maybe it's because he's too good and he hasn't noticed, but he's pretty sure he hasn't stolen anything.
Mhm. I can say just we'll keep rolling with the 20 from earlier
Mm.
of insight. Having just been sitting and watching Jubilee, this is not a thief rifling through anything.
Mm-hmm.
Professor, this is like a kid in a candy store who is just so excited to see things.
Mm-hmm. Oh my
It is
goodness.
just curiosity and wonder with every new little secret that was uncovered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there is not a thought of theft here.
uh, well, let's see. Um, yeah, the professor will just flip a switch on the console, and the interior door opens with a hum, just kind of slides to the side. And there is a hallway with the same sort of hexagonal panels along it.
We already know what he's doing.
Yeah, he's gone in there.
He's running.
Mm-hmm.
It is he's yeah, the pretense has been dropped. It's new doors open. This is yeah. He's given up trying to look cool. He got spotted. It's like I can't play it cool anymore.
Mm-hmm.
This is cool. This is interesting. This is neat. I want to see.
Yeah. Well, there's like, I guess, kind of a cluster of doors along the sort of first stretch of hallway, and they look normal, like you might find in the interior of a house. Although some
uh
of them are a little mismatched, like they might have come from different buildings.
uh I think Juby pretty much just got let's see if he gets it. Cause he has things. Good, he does get it. Um he just kind of flicks his wrist, and from his sleeve comes a just a dice, some part of a gaming set.
Mm.
It's uh it's in black and gold,
Mm.
but seems little too expensive for him to have. Um, but he just kind of tosses it up and then catches it, opens his hand, sees which number is on it, and then goes through the like counts out 1, 2, 3, and whichever number it was, and
Yeah,
goes and picks that random door.
excellent. I think Jubilee finds. I didn't set myself up a table, so I'm just gonna choose something. Laundry
That's
room.
fair. Hmm.
It's it's it kind of looks more like a small laundry, like what do you even call those things? Like the laundry. It's not a store. It's a
Laundromat?
laundromat. Yeah, that
Yeah,
one.
it's all good.
Like a small laundromat, or like a collective laundry room for like a dorm or something.
And Yeah, yeah, he's not thinking with impulse control. He wanders in. He's gonna peer into a few of the different washing machines. Be like, are any of these on? What's going on in here?
Yeah, probably one of them is running. And then, uh, most of
Thank you,
them
Gary.
aren't. There's, I imagine, like a table sort of in the middle with
Mhm.
like folded laundry on it. Um, uh, some of it is just like, well, yeah, that's stuff that you see the professor in. That's,
Mhm.
shirt, slacks, vest, etc.
Mhm.
He doesn't have
Mhm.
more of that coat. It seems like there's just the one coat.
Mhm. Are there extra scarves?
Um, Not out, although the you can't quite tell what the clothes in the running washer are.
Darn.
You can
Um,
open it though.
no, he's not gonna open it. That's the one that he doesn't open. It's like, no, that's going. I don't know how, if this is normal laundry or if this is weird, technologically advanced laundry. He doesn't know what's going on in here.
Yeah, he does not. That's
No.
fair.
um, but
There's some socks, none of them match.
there's a face pulled at that as he notices, and he's just like, "Why do you? Why do you have so many laundry machines? Do you like this is more than even my closet? What do you need all these for?"
I think Professor's just like made his way down and he's at the door, like, it just sort of came with the Ellipsis. It was made for more occupants than one.
There's a pause.
A lot more.
Hmm. Of course he hands me this.
Hmm.
Uh, there's just a brief pause. Uh, and then immediately just goes, hmm. Well, that sounds like a skill issue. Anyway, and proceeds to leave out the door and go looking for something else.
um, oh, I think this would be fun for Juby. Next one he ducks into is the pantry.
Uh-huh.
It has a wild amount of. It is also quite large, and
Hmm.
it has uh, it has some things like towards the front that are very
Hmm.
recognizable. Like, okay, that's stuff that you would see in like uh, there's it's mostly real kind food, but there is some Toon
Hmm.
food, and it's like, all right, that's something you would find in a restaurant or like a kitchen pantry for a restaurant.
Hmm.
Something local. This is produce
Hmm.
that you recognize.
Hmm.
Beyond that, like first, uh, like shelf, uh, it starts to get into stuff that's not as recognizable as food.
Hmm.
There's a stack of firewood, and oh, well, maybe that's just for, making smoked something or other.
Hmm.
There's some just kind of nondescript cubes of something.
Hmm.
Uh, there is there's some food that just looks weird. Like you don't know what creature uh, that is from, or what plant that's from.
Hmm.
Like because you've never seen it before.
Mhm.
And there are like labels, and on some of the stuff it's like, not for consumption by like carbon-based life forms, or
Mhm.
solely for consumption by silicon-based life forms, or
Mhm.
allergen for like dextrose protein, whatever organisms,
Mhm.
and it like
Mhm.
just really weird stuff. And then like in the back, there's like gasoline, diesel, jet fuel.
uh, does Professor follow Chubby in here as well?
Yeah, he's probably gonna do the same thing where he stays
Yeah,
by the door and just kind of like.
the professor is given a look as Juby sees the jet fuel and all that, and like looks at that, looks at the professor.
I don't think jets even exist on Satori yet.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. No, it's like there's like the weird fuel for stuff. Like he's seen like automotive fuel, so he knows that because there are cars. Uh, so he's like, he sees that and he sees other weird stuff that's labeled like that, and just like looks back at the professor like, why is this in the pantry?
Warforged. They sometimes have interesting needs.
There's a blink. Oh. Huh.
I try to
Do you
accommodate
have
all
any booze in
sorts.
here?
Yes.
Fantastic. Where is it?
Um, let's see. There's probably a few things uh, that are. No, let me in character. There's a few that are just a few things that count that will be just among the regular shelves, although labeled.
Mhm.
But most of it is, let's see, he'll walk over and tap one of the shelves, and sure enough, it is full of various bottles and containers of like a bunch of different sizes and shapes and colors. Some, again, some recognizable, some very alien.
Uh-huh.
One of them is like, one of them has ice like along the outside of it. One of them is like, it seems like it's got like a piece of ceramic under it, because it's like there's like a burn mark
Oh
underneath
my
on the
god.
cabinet, like somebody put it down and it started to burn through it.
Mhm.
And then there's one like near the top shelf that's like really glowy, like luminescent.
Mhm.
It's it's really glowy.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Um, yeah. There is a shine that goes across those pink glasses of the bird. And he does reach up and grab the glowy bottle. He's like, hmm.
Well, you want to be careful with that. That's nectar.
Uh-huh. And why in particular do I need to be extra careful?
Well, because it tends to be a little bit too strong for mortals.
Hmm. Professor, you see, this does not deter him in the least.
He just like yes, he does. um
He just kind of has this, it's like it's glowy, it's cool, and now the professor can probably figure out the moment he said something along the lines of, "You should probably not have that."
Mm-hmm.
It cemented in Jubilee's mind, "I need to have this."
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Professor's just like making a face, like it's really okay, look, if you took a swig of that, you would
Mhm.
basically disintegrate. If I were
Mhm.
to dilute it, maybe put a drop of it in some other beverage, then it would be pretty intense, but
Mhm.
you would be alive.
Mhm. I'm just gonna keep a hold of this, and we'll come back around to that. I'm just gonna, yep.
Oh, uh,
Do you want to roll a contest or something? Because otherwise, Chewie is trying to shove that in his pocket,
uh-huh.
in
Um,
the pocket of his jacket.
yeah, let's, what is that gonna be? Like a dex,
Sure.
contest or so? A sleight of hand? Would it?
Whichever you say, I'll go with.
Alright, let's do sleight of hand.
Okay.
That's not gonna give me, much of a advantage, but I have a feeling Juby's is pretty good.
Juvies is a bit bullshit, yes.
Yeah. But I mean, hey, it would be a sleight of hand.
He rolled low, though.
Ah, well, so did the professor. That's a 16.
Nope. In the pocket it goes.
Uh-huh.
It is. This bird is very slippery, Professor.
Yeah. He just,
It
like,
is.
goes to grab for it, and he's already got it.
Yeah, it's you go to grab, and once again, there is a pop, and it 2D, you're going to grab where there should be 3D, but you just whiff, because it looks
Mm-hmm.
like you should, but he's two-dimensional now,
Mm-hmm.
and has already zipped around you, and is sauntering out the door of the pantry.
Jubilee, I am not letting you leave the ellipsis with that.
I know. I know. I'm not gonna keep it. It's just for later.
Fine. Just remember what I said about what it does.
Yeah, whatever. It's fine. I've come back from the dead twice. That probably gives me, like, something.
No, it's more likely to kill you permanently than other things that would kill you.
Mm,
Do you
how do
know?
you...
It's it's literally the chosen drink of the gods. They get drunk off this.
It's fine. I
It's
talk
not.
with gods on a regular basis. Well, one more than others, but
Well,
it's
that
fine.
doesn't. That doesn't. It doesn't rub off the
That's what
resistance
you
to
think.
nectar. It's what I know.
Well, I think my dad probably could drink this and be fine. And he had like proxy bullshit by being close to deities and all that.
Tome?
Yeah. It's don't fucking know. He's 1,000 years old. Things get weird.
Tome is not 1,000 years old.
Oh, not Tome. No, sorry. Actual father.
Oh,
Ah, right. Oh, yeah, that's right. You haven't been around for most of the unfortunate ramblings.
oh, he did mention. Right. Okay, yes, you do have somebody
Oh,
else.
he did. Oh, fuck, that's right. They did meet. Hmm. Yeah,
He didn't
no.
seem to like him very much.
No, I don't. I mean, I get why Tome doesn't like my dad, but. Ugh, it's complicated. We're
Mm.
fine. Um, yeah, do you actually. Um, Professor, do you want to roll history?
Yeah. Okay. This is actually something he's good at, so...
Because this figure is actually of historical importance.
Ooh, fun. Alright, 21.
Yeah, 21. 21 will get it. Yeah, actually hearing stuff and hearing about a Toon who is 1,000 years old. For one, that's not a common thing because of the erasures.
Yeah.
That should not be possible. And having heard of things just through either the chat or having heard of this guy from Tome, yeah, you know that there is a Toon who is known as a legendary hero, who is a ranger, who is said to be the chosen of a goddess,
Ooh.
who is exceptionally long-lived and seems a bit odd for it.
Alright, so he thinks for a minute, and he goes, okay, you have a point. He might... It seems like he's maybe on the level of, say, a demigod of some kind. He wouldn't... I don't think it would kill him. It would probably get him very drunk.
Therefore, by proxy, as his son, I would also probably get just very fucking drunk and have a wonderful time with it and not die.
I don't... Look, I don't want to risk that. If you're going to try it, you're going to try it heavily diluted.
Yeah, I mean, I'll try it before I leave, because there's other weird things in there that I think would taste really interesting if you mix them all together. But yeah, that's the last part of the tour. Okay, next door.
What should I make this one?
This is just show off whatever fun rooms you think are in the Ellipsis.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, yeah, let's do this one. This is a humongous, gymnasium. And, in the, middle of the floor, there is a big plinth with a big red button on it. And on the ceiling, there is identical sort of gymnastics equipment.
The professor is just giving a look. You just have just a big red button in the middle of the floor.
Yes.
And you expect people to not just go and push the big red button.
No.
So you do expect them to hit the button. What does the button do?
Would you like to find out?
Yes.
He is going to walk over to a rope on the floor and grab it before Juvie does anything else. Go on.
He's looking at why are you grabbing a rope, but he will wander over to the button and push it.
Gravity reverses, and you are falling a good, probably 100 feet, to the other side, the ceiling.
That catches him off guard, but thankfully Jubilee can fly. So he is able to catch himself before he falls too far. It's just, what the fuck? Huh?
Professor is, like, hanging from a rope on the ceiling.
Why do you have a button to do that?
Well...
Like, there's nothing that says, oh yes, this is the reverso gravity button.
Yes, well, it's just... It's a style of gymnastics in some places, where you play with gravity a little bit.
I mean, I've never heard of that, but it makes sense. But still, you should label that shit. If it's not me coming in here, who knows who else might be running around? I already know the menaces can get in here, and they can't fly, as far as I'm aware.
Yes, but go ahead and stomp the floor there. It's pretty pretty soft.
He'll go where was directed.
Yeah, it's most of the floor, like around where the button is. Actually, there's an identical button on the ceiling as well. So he it's a mirror image basically. Um, um, the floor in the like immediate vicinity of the button is like it's that like funky it's like a gymnastics mat. Like you're gonna get a good smack and maybe a bruise, but like it's not gonna not gonna break your bones or anything. There is a foam pit, but it is not gallery, but it is not specifically in that location.
The foam pit is not perceived. We do not see the endless foam pit. Oh god.
It's elsewhere in the room.
Yeah, it is. The foam pit is perceived, and there is a shudder. There are too many tropes. There are too many tropes. Juby had to deal with a ball pit in a past FPS. Oh god.
Oh my goodness.
Don't worry about that.
Oh man.
But he does like bounce a bit on the floor. It's they are like bird hops. It's not intentionally bird hops, but just watching him, it is very, very bird-like. Before he hits the button again and writes gravity. Because he's kind of an asshole. I think he's gonna try and wait for a second where he thinks the professor's not paying attention.
Ooh.
And then try to flip it.
Okay. I think what do I make you roll for that? I guess well, Professor is watching Juby like pretty carefully. So oh, stealth? Not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and do stealth, and I'll do a perception. Because basically, if you could do it while he's not perceiving well enough. Oh, yep, nope, you win. You only got a 15.
The power of being an absolute petty asshole.
Yeah, so Professor is distracted for, like, just a moment, and, like, because you got, like, twice his number, like, he, like, falls on his head. Like.
And Juby, who is this time prepared for the switching gravity, actually does land and makes a point to land with a bit of showmanship because, haha, look, like a gymnast land, as he does. And like bows to an invisible crowd as he is snickering to himself at the professor having fallen.
He just like gets up and rubs his head. Ow.
I thought you'd be more prepared for switching gravity. It's in your place. You actually know about the gymnastics and all that. Come on, you need to work on your landings.
You're supposed to give a signal when you do that.
But you didn't explain it.
No, I didn't.
Therefore, ta-da! I
Alright.
have no responsibility for that. You're the only one.
Oh, goodness.
That laughter is in character. He is snickering.
Mm-hmm.
Looks so pleased with himself.
Mm-hmm. Alright. Well, what's next?
I don't know. Hmm. Where's the weird doors?
Ah, well, you're gonna have to go a bit deeper for that.
Fair enough.
Um,
And he walks out, takes like 3 steps, pauses, turns around on his heel. Weird doors where there's nothing in there that might like eat me or something.
no, there's nothing like that.
There's a disbelieving look. Like,
I mean,
there's really
I
nothing.
don't keep, like, carnivorous creatures in here.
Well, I don't know.
Alright. Um, yeah, no, go ahead. Keep going down the hall.
And with that assurance, he does make his way back down, looking for weird doors. Because he's seen the ones that look like they're, supposed to be from a house, even if they're misplaced and odd.
Mm-hmm.
He's looking for doors that look like something he's never seen before, or
Mm-hmm.
something that's
Re-
completely out of place.
oh, yeah. Alright, there is a set of double doors that looks like it's like really fancy, like you might find on the outside of some official building.
Hmm.
There is a reinforced metal door
Hmm.
that's kind of a little. It's like it's very firmly and obviously locked.
Hmm.
There is uh let's see, what would the other thing be? Do 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 do. There is oh, a big sort of it almost looks like an airlock door. It's
Hmm.
like even even bigger and heavier than the other like metal door. And like
Hmm.
you have to like turn a like a valve to open it.
Hmm.
It's like it and like it looks like it's probably pretty thick.
Yeah. I think Juvie glances at the three, looks at the one that's very obviously locked, and just points at it like, "You said there's nothing like that could eat me. That looks like something that's holding something that could eat me."
Oh, eat you? No. Um, he just sort of
Okay.
looks at the ceiling like, why did you put that there?
All right. So let's get into specifics then. Something that could cause harm.
Oh, yes.
So what's behind the door?
It's. It doesn't matter. There's a reason it's locked.
Professor, I'm going to be very, very obvious here. The more you say something doesn't matter and that I shouldn't look into it, the more interesting it becomes.
Alright, look, you,
If I
if
can't get
you
the answer out of you, I'll ask someone else.
if you open it,
Hmm.
you will not immediately die. But I need
Hmm.
you to not touch anything inside.
Well, what's inside? Is it like radioactive or
No,
something?
it's like a lot of different things that are really dangerous.
Like weapons? Or,
He just
again,
he just like puts his hand to his head like, "Yes, it's an armory."
why didn't you just start out with that?
I don't like the fact that I even have it.
I mean, weapons are cool.
I
They're
mean,
fun to show off.
yes, but these aren't fun weapons. these are things that I confiscate from enemies. A few things that came with the Ellipsis.
Mm-hmm.
It's nasty stuff.
Okay. You could have just said that.
Well, I said it. You shouldn't concern yourself about it.
Yeah, but then you made it sound all mysterious, like there's something unknown. I don't know what the peck you keep in here. You have weird stuff. You have nectar that apparently kills people who aren't gods.
That's what nectar does.
Nah, whatever. And I don't know what's behind there. It could be anything.
Well, I told you what it was. It's an armory.
Yeah. Therefore, eh. Not that interesting.
All right, good.
You little thing thinking, no, he's gonna go into the armory. I mean, really, what use would I have for anything in there? Why would it even be like, oh, you can't see this? Well, make it sound so interesting. Ugh. What's with the other weird door? I've never seen a door like that.
Oh,
The
um,
turny one.
right. I haven't seen this one in a while. What is behind this one? He goes up to, like, look at it.
Even should be following closely behind, like, what is with the door?
um,
Because I don't remember if Juby knows that the professor's an alien.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I don't remember.
Um,
Uh,
no, I don't think he knows that.
yeah,
He knows he has something to do with, like,
the time police.
yeah, essentially.
Hmm.
Um,
I don't know what they're called. It's just that's the time police that
mm-hmm.
don't like overuse of time magic.
Yeah, yeah,
And he doesn't know. He knows the ellipsis can move. He thinks it can just teleport. He doesn't know it can go through time.
yep.
He doesn't know.
Mm-hmm,
This is a weird door. He's never seen an airlock before.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Uh, the professor seems a little puzzled himself.
So let's open the door.
Well, um,
Do you not remember how to open the door?
I remember how to open it. I'm trying to remember what's beyond it because she won't let me in if it'll harm me, but I don't know about you.
There's a pause. Julie steps back. Ms. Ellipsis, I'm not quite certain if you can hear me. I should certainly hope you can. For one, you've been absolutely marvelous to explore. It's been wonderful. Everything here has been fantastic and interesting. Um, please don't send us somewhere where I could die. That would be not very fun. I would really appreciate not dying for a third time. Can that door pretty please open if it's not going to kill us? Thank you.
Um, the professor is just kind of like looking at the ceiling, tilts his head. All right, it seems like it should be okay. And he's going to go and twist it open,
Mhm.
and it opens into an airlock, a small room with vents and drains in it.
Hmm.
And he makes sure to close the door behind you two
Hmm.
and lock it. And then he goes to the next door, which presumably goes to whatever is actually of interest.
Hmm.
And he I'm trying to think. What should I do? What would be?
Hmm.
Because I haven't decided what it is yet.
Oh my god. Sorry.
I'm ad-libbing. Um, um, uh,
Opens to a blank wall.
that would be really funny. I think I have an idea, but I can't figure out the specific. Oh, okay, yeah. Um, uh, he opens it and pink liquid starts pouring in to the airlock. And the professor pushes the door all the way open.
It just looks like, what the fuck? Professor, why is it pink? What?
It's fine. She wouldn't let me in if it was a level we couldn't handle. It'll probably only go up to our knees.
This is gonna be hell to get out of my boots. Ugh.
Possibly.
Ugh. Like these boots.
But yeah, he just like pushes the door open and there's just like it kind of looks like you're like halfway like sunk into like a pool. 'Cause there's like like beyond the actual like other part of the airlock door, there is a pool with like like a pool ladder and like a tiled area around it, like a swimming pool.
Oh my god, we found the pool.
Uh-huh. And the professor is just like, why? And he puts his hand in the liquid and tastes it. Oh, okay. It's
What? It's just like incredulous looking at the professor like, why did you just put that in your mouth?
it's raspberry pop.
What? He does the same. Like, what?
It's raspberry soda.
Why do you have a pool of raspberry soda?
I don't know.
You don't know why you have a pool of soda.
No, I don't. Or why there's an airlock opening into a place that's has air. Is there another door out of here? He I think he swings around the door and is able to jump onto the like tiled area without going into the pool itself. And like looks around and like, no, that's the only door. Okay.
So we found the forbidden pool.
I guess. He looks just as confused as he is.
I don't. Okay, sure. Yep. It's just a pool of soda. Right. And he is
I
Juvie is pointedly keeping his wings, like, up enough that the feathers don't get in the soda.
yeah.
Because wet feathers are already a problem, but sticky wet feathers with soda, eh.
Oh yeah. I have a feeling something this might be a mix of a few different rooms that kind of got stacked on top of each other.
Well, I did ask for weird, and this is certainly the weirdest thing I've encountered in the past few weeks.
Hmm.
So, claps a little bit in the ellipsis, just like, you have succeeded. Congratulations. This is. I don't know what to make of this. This is certainly something.
The lights brighten a little bit before going back to normal. All right, let's get out of here.
Yes, before this seeps into.
Hmm.
Takes himself out, and when they're back in the airlock, he does. Once the if there isn't anything that automatically happens aside from draining the soda,
No.
Juby casts prestidigitation on himself.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah, the professor is basically doing the same thing, like emptying out his shoes, prestidigitating like the the bottom half of his slacks, his shoes, his socks, everything.
Juby has to hop a bit because lad has thigh-high boots.
Oh.
He has very tall boots
Aw.
and is like he's struggling a little. It's just like, why is soda in the boots? This is
Okay, I think I'm gonna have to. No, that's a project for later. I'll figure out what that was supposed to be another time. But he closes the door and locks it.
Don't invite Tome for that. I don't trust you two around soda.
What? Oh, no, it's only the tune stuff, and it has to have. I think it has to be some sort of like alcohol analog for it to count.
No,
I think if I have regular pop, it's
no.
fine. I've had regular pop.
The rule of funny can take place anywhere.
All right, but
And
it doesn't.
beyond that, you two are weird and you flirt. That's
I have not. I have not purposely. I have not purposely flirted with him.
Mm-hmm.
Only accidentally.
Mm-hmm.
I don't flirt with him.
It was just the most flat look given to you. He is so unimpressed. The like ear feathers are level as well. It's just like why?
Why?
Literally, I live in that house. I had to walk by it. Why?
That was a game, and I didn't realize the drink would do that to either of us.
You mm-hmm.
I've never had Toon root beer before then.
Yeah, well, it affects everyone differently. Point being, still,
I am also accustomed to
and
nothing.
you were also not even to begin. I come back from being kidnapped, and then I have to hear that apparently you think my father figure has Riz.
Well, he does.
Not.
Yeah.
He is a pathetic wet cat of a man. There's like negative there.
He just kind of looks disbelievingly like he just does not agree. He doesn't see it.
Of anyone I would know, I'm the pretty one in that house. No. I don't get why people keep flirting with him, aside from a fact that it's like, I'm gonna move beyond this. I don't. Old people are weird. I only get like, okay, there's like 2 old people who I respect, and you are not one of them.
Who are they, out of curiosity?
My actual father and my uncle, who I met like 3 weeks ago.
Oh,
They are the only 2 who I respect.
wow.
Hmm. Moria does not qualify as old people because she's not weird old people. She's actually kind of cool. And Eri, I don't know. Eri is he needs better taste.
What? Oh,
He's
yes.
walking away.
Yes,
He's
he
walking
does.
away.
Well, or he needs to be a bit less oblivious.
I I don't want to get any further into this. I just don't want to be involved with that at all. And yet, constantly I am reminded it is hell. This is my personal hell. He's leaving it at that. um, and he is going back towards the final door, just completely ignoring the armory because even if I, Noodle, would like to know what's in there, Juby is not interested in weapons. He has his cool sword. He doesn't need a different sword.
Fair.
Wisp is better than any other sword in his opinion. Uh,
E. Uh, th-
um,
this other room, if he opens the double doors, is a another humongous room, which you can't quite see the end of. It's a library. It's um, like I can't understate how huge it is. The shelves are stacked like 3 high, and there are like rolling ladders along it, so you can get to the books that are up high. And in the front, by closer to the door, there is a nice sitting area with a fireplace and some comfy chairs, couch, coffee table, all that stuff.
I think Juby walks a bit in and kind of crosses his arms and tilts his head. So if I ever lose track of Leo, I should go here, probably.
Probably.
He's a nerd. He would like it here.
He does.
And he's contemplated for a bit and then just how much do you have in here?
In this
Like, do
room?
you have in this particular room? Like, if I went looking for something, like if it was related to, say, something from here
Oh.
in Inkwell.
Well, then
Maybe not.
you would have a bit of a harder time. Because most of what I have is not from Inkwell. But I have started to make more of a collection of local books and such.
Okay. He's kind of tapping his foot because he has this particular question, but he doesn't know because this is a lot of books.
Is there something you want to look for?
It'd be a star shot.
Hmm.
You said you don't have much from here, at least. Or
No,
probably not.
but my tastes are somewhat eclectic. If it's something unusual, I might have it.
Uh, oh, fuck it. Well, let's pose the first question. You know Lynn, right? Detective Lynn Stagehand.
I know
Most
of
people.
her.
Yeah. Yeah.
We haven't met.
Well, there goes my option of thinking she might have left something in here.
Oh, nope.
Ugh. All right. Because there are so many books here, and I don't know how someone has this many. If someone was looking for information on a deity that most people don't know, could it be found here?
If it's an Einquellian deity?
Kind of, sort of was not just here.
Hmm. In, uh,
On a roll
Okay.
perception.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I will. Oh, okay, cool. 7.
7.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
rip.
Yeah.
Nope. You don't catch it.
That's fair. Well, alright, I guess I can show you the section, at least. I have a book about, Einquellian deities, but,
Does it help if they're related to time?
yes, it does.
Yes.
He will, go to a particular, area, which is probably a good few shelves back. Good 7 or 10.
Mm-hmm.
And, the titles on the books start to be more about like religion and deities and
Mm-hmm.
myths and not myths and histories, but you know, all with the theme of
Mm-hmm.
these higher powers.
Mm-hmm.
And uh, there is one Toon book in like the middle of the shelf,
Mm-hmm.
which is actually the gift that Minami gave the professor last Animus,
Aw.
of a bunch of the Anquelian deities. And since this is a modern, you know, off the shelf, you know, off the bookstore shelf
Mm-hmm.
book, it probably doesn't have the person you're thinking of.
Mm-hmm. He still like skims through it,
Oh yeah.
kind of pulls a face, but like,
But let's see. Time based. Starting about here, ending a bit around the other side.
hmm.
Obviously, I have a particular interest in them over the others.
Yeah. Speaking of
Mm.
that, there's a glance.
Mm.
So the time cops,
Mm.
they're not anything like this, right? And he kind of holds up the book.
Oh, I suppose that depends what you mean. What do you mean, like that?
Like, if I keep fucking around with time magic, which I'm going to do, I'm not in any rush to stop. They're not gonna, like, might me or know something.
Um,
Would cause lots of problems if they tried, I mean.
well, let me put it this way. If you use your time magic to, say, take over the planet, they would find out. And they may very well smite you.
Why would I do that?
I don't know. People do that.
Well, yes, I know. Like, there's stories about it. I mean, come on. I read. I know stories.
All right, well, it's
But
not just stories. I've seen people done it. I've stopped them from doing it.
there's a look. like, really?
Professor is going to go to the shelf, stand on his tiptoes, and pick out a book, and give it to Jubilee. All right,
Until.
read the insert or the back or whatever.
And he flips it open and reads the insert to it, the credits and all that.
It's a it's a history of a thwarted plot to take over a world that you've never heard of, with people he's never heard of.
Mm-hmm.
But there is this professor character who's
Mm-hmm.
in a good portion of the book, and essentially one of the main players in the story, or
Mm-hmm.
history as it claims to be,
Mm-hmm.
who played a key role in stopping it.
Mm-hmm. Juby skims a few pages before looking back at the professor, like, I don't think fan fiction about yourself counts as history, Professor.
It's, oh my god. Yeah, of course that's what you would think.
What? This place. None of these places exist. They're not anywhere. I mean, I've been around quite a few places. And I've heard a lot of stories, but I've never heard of any of these events. And this seems like a pretty big fucking deal.
It was.
Hmm.
Okay,
So I would have probably heard of it if it wasn't fan fiction about yourself.
well, you would have heard of it if it was anywhere near where you live, but it's not.
Hmm. He's just giving you the most flat, disbelieving look ever.
Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
Look, there
Hmm.
are places. There are, there's other planes, right?
Yes.
Right? And there are people who live in those
Hmm.
planes.
Hmm.
Okay. Well, there are other planets as well that have sentient life
Okay.
and their own societies and communities,
Hmm.
right? And this is a teleporting box.
I just wanna roll for the funny of it. Just for the funny to see how great. I love it. Thanks, Juby. I can always count on you for this. Um, you see like the buffering symbol appear above his head? Like the tune buffering?
Yeah,
just
yeah.
just like hang on, we're putting the pieces together here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like that for a good solid minute as he looks between the book and then the professor and then the book and then the professor and then the book and then are you saying you can just travel through space? Like you can go that far?
Yes.
And you don't have a lot from here, so you've been other planets.
Sorry, repeat that, please.
He said, and you don't have a lot from here, so you've been to primarily other planets.
Well, yes.
Are you a fucking alien?
Yes.
Hmm. Well, fuck. Yeah, that probably means you really wouldn't be able to help with my search. Shit.
I mean, unless they're involved in other planets, uh,
I
probably not. This is,
I don't know. I haven't asked her.
hmm.
Shit.
Well,
Oh well.
I've only been to this one for the past, uh, he thinks for a second, 3 years?
Hmm. You need to get on updating the history here. There's a lot. The fact you didn't know about news stuff, and there's a lot of plot happening around everywhere. You're gonna really have your work cut out for you if you're trying to catalog shit here.
Well, it's not so much cataloging, this is just my accumulated collection. I inherited a lot of it from the previous owner of the Ellipsis, and I've added to it over the years.
Mm.
Not with any particular goal necessarily, it's just whatever's interested me.
Hmm. This is a lot of books, Professor.
Yes.
Whoever owned this before you was a massive nerd.
Uh, yes.
Hmm. Ugh. I don't understand any of this. This is weird. This is really weird. I thought my plot shit was weird, but consistently it just keeps getting topped by other stuff. At this point, I'm just gonna think I'm normal, which is a problem.
No,
So
I
I
I
fucking
think
think I'm
I think even among the people you um, hang out with, you're pretty extraordinary.
Hmm. On one hand, that's a compliment, and I'll take it to feed my ego. On the other hand, ugh. Oh, stars.
But yeah, no. I could tell you a lot about a lot of different time deities, but not not local ones. I could tell you a little bit about Ratcon. I did meet him, but
Mm,
I don't honestly know all that much except what he told me.
right. Ugh. Which means I might have to do nerd shit.
Mm.
Great. Are you actually, like, genuinely trying to preserve stuff here? Or is this just a thing that you're keeping because you think it's cool?
Um, little bit of both. There's a few things I think that I'm trying to preserve, either because the places they're from don't
Don't exist
exist
anymore?
anymore. Yeah. But mostly it's interest. This isn't an archive. It is a
Mm.
library. It's used. There are pieces of it that might be considered archival in nature.
Mm.
Why?
I, well, you're one of the nerd people, and you know time stuff,
I do.
and it's not like, you know, lots of other people get when I talk about the time bullshit.
Hmm.
So I mean, I can, but it's weird. And
Well, it's not something most people know about or understand. No.
yeah, and I like for it to not be so, you
Right.
know, erased.
Oh. He sort of tilts his head. Is there something? you'd like to be preserved?
I Well, I mean, I don't have all the pieces. Other people have more of the pieces because they were actively trying to do that. And I mean, Keeper is a fantastic Warforged, actually the only one that I know, is present elsewhere, and she has knowledge of it. But
Well, rarely does somebody have all the pieces. Partial picture is extremely valuable still.
I'd like for knowledge to not get completely lost
The,
because people tried to wipe it out.
ah,
That's it.
the ellipsis is good for that.
Yes, and I mean, you're one of the people who likes history stuff.
Certainly.
And I love Leo. I do. I love him to death. Fantastic. He doesn't exactly have a good place in the house to just store things that, you don't want people poking about at.
If he does, I haven't. Where did he put. Whatever. If he does, I haven't seen it.
I love looking at the guy.
Professor knows that he put some things, some choice items he has somewhere because he hasn't seen them around the house.
And Juvie knows about the secret basement, but also he doesn't know who else knows about the secret basement.
Professor doesn't. He just knows that there's something funny.
He's like, I can't talk about the secret basement. So it's like, ugh.
Well, if you want to keep something in here, that's fine with me. We can, if you want to set aside a space, just for your things even, that would be alright.
Fine. I'll. What do I have? I know it's in here somewhere. And he does rifle through his pockets. It takes a bit. He doesn't quite get one out. But what he pulls out is a crystal. About palm sized. It's kind of the color of faded parchment. Not quite clear, but and he holds it up. Can I just keep this?
Yes, you can.
Okay. It's well, I should probably show you what it does so that you know I'm not putting something weird here.
Oh, I mean,
Okay.
there's plenty of weird things here. If it needs a special
Well,
containment.
no. It's fine. It's and what he does is he casts prestidigitation and just kind of lights up the crystal from below. And the light scatters through it and projects around them a theater. A theater in the round where it seems like the point of view was from up higher in the audience, and down below is it's like a ballet, but not quite. And there's surprisingly a lot of like magical effects with it, and a lot of that same use of light to change the set pieces and move everything around without having like actual stage hands to do so. And he only plays it for a little bit, and you can't recognize the language that's being spoken, and the music is not something that would have been heard in a while, but Juvie stops the spell and kind of holds the crystal close. But we found a few of these, and I mean, I could just keep it to myself. I just could and just play this whenever I get, bored. and want to watch something, but I don't know. Just kind of feels like more people should know things.
Hmm. You you do know I don't let just anybody in here. I mean,
I know.
all right.
Aside from the fact that you let most of the people I know in here.
Yes, well, combination of necessity and
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, knowing them well enough.
You let Yuto in here before me.
I uh hmm, he uh not intentionally.
Did he break in?
No, no, it was when I went missing and they had to use the ellipsis to get me.
Mm-hmm.
He was let in by Leo.
Yeah, I can figure that the best friends did that.
Mm-hmm.
Just happened to have a bit of a petty streak against the rabbit.
Mm.
It's fine. His sandwiches are not safe.
Oh yes, I remembered now.
It's which is for your assurance, I suppose, and to make sure that if the time cops come asking, you don't go saying anything. That's the majority of what it's used for. It's not like I'm not going to go taking over a planet or
No,
something.
no, and I don't think, I don't expect you to.
Certainly hope not. There's I don't know what I'd do. That sounds like a lot of responsibility.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, no.
if you aren't able to if your influence over time doesn't expand beyond this planet, then they I can be pretty sure that they will never care about what you do.
Well, good, because I don't think I have ambitions for that. That, like said, that just sounds like a lot of work and
Well, it's
responsibility that I really don't want.
true. It's just when you mess with time, it gets tricky because sometimes you're pulling all of time and sometimes you're just pulling local time. If you do it a particular way, whatever you do here might also change something halfway across the universe.
So,
But generally speaking, it won't.
okay, so like fucking around and being like
Well, like a god could do
messing with
something like
people.
that, but you couldn't.
Okay, good. I'd like to know that, pranking people by unmaking their food
No.
or
No,
getting,
you're.
extra portions of a cupcake because it's really good.
No, you're not going to cause a disaster on another planet because of that.
Okay, good. I figured I'd ask.
Sure. No, it's, probably better to understand than not if you're going to be, dealing with time magic. I think some of the most dangerous people are the ones who try and don't know what they're doing.
I've kind of figured that if I'm actually going to be as a protagonist as it seems I have been have have been, as opposed to what I thought before. I should probably do more than just fuck around and find out. Look, nobody taught me magic. I had to figure that shit out, okay?
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
Like you do the thing and then it goes, and sometimes it doesn't work and it's fine.
Oh, sure, sure. Well, and there's a difference between responsible experimenting and uh, throwing a trying to alter and execute a ninth level dunamancy spell after you don't know what it'll do.
Yeah, I want to make sure I'm not going to just accidentally do something like that. I don't know. Look, I found shit out on accident and then things just keep happening and I don't know what might happen next.
That's
Like you're opening the random doors here. We don't know what's behind the door. We can guess what's behind the door and kind of think, yes, this is probably what will happen when we open the door. And the next thing we know, we have a pool full of soda.
yeah. Reasonable guesses do only get you so far.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I know a good deal about temporal magic, and there's a good deal about it in here. If you want some tips.
If you don't tell anyone, I'd like to borrow a few books, maybe.
I won't tell anyone.
Thank you. They bully me enough, okay?
I won't tell them you're trying to be responsible.
Oh no, me being responsible, the most horrible thing. It's not like I. And I think he settles with that, but there is one last thing that still has to be done.
Oh, yeah.
Because Judy still has that bottle of nectar.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're gonna see if he can actually get it back. Because I think there's just a bit of time where he does like go around and get the books. Um, and before he's on his way out, he does remember, oh boy, that's close. Almost doesn't get it. Is like about to leave and then stops and is like, actually, wait, no, we need to go back. Before I walk out with this, so you don't think I stole from you. I did not steal, not stealing. Does have to rummage around, but does get out the bottle of nectar, sets it
Yes.
down, like on the center console while they're there, and looks determined.
All right. If you really want to try a little, then come back to the pantry. The kitchen's usually the adjacent room, and you can do something with a very tiny amount.
Fantastic. I'm going to make a drink of fuck me up.
Great.
Like, I am never being I had enough being responsible. There is no more being responsible today. I can't let anyone think I'm a good example.
So yeah, back to the pantry. Juby does have like his choice of
I genuinely think
yeah.
what he does is let's see. Nah, fuck it. He would know this because he's Mr. I spent years in casinos and you know, there's bars in casinos. And he would watch the bartenders. So let's do. Fuck it. We'll use sleight of hand for this. Because. Fuck it. Yeah. Um, he does go and grab things from the shelves, sticking away from most of the things that he doesn't recognize.
Yeah, fair.
But sometimes he does go towards stuff that it's like, okay, I see this label, this seems like this. Gives the professor like a glance to be like, is this safe to consume?
Right.
And
Like
then
it'll be like alien wine. Like it's
mm,
not like the exact thing you recognize, but it's close enough that it's okay.
yeah. Or it's like it's some weird flavor that's like, is this actually a thing or am I holding like cleaning products?
Yeah.
Um, and he does actually quite skillfully put together like this weird multicolored cocktail thing. Um, that on one hand looks really cool. On the other hand, um, it is like a TikTok drink. It is the kind of thing where you look and you're like, oh, honey, no. This was not created for flavor. This was created to look cool and to wonder what will happen.
So yeah, he's allowed to use basically like a drop of nectar, which will add it will like intensify all the best things about the drink that he's made.
Mm-hmm.
It might have he might have a hell of a hangover afterward.
We're gonna see. We're gonna have one more fun thing. Thank you. Great. Um, because he is the kitchen probably has like stools.
Oh yeah.
It's fine. He's perched on one of them, like kicking his feet a little bit, looking quite delighted. Pulls out a very fun silly straw from his hammer space.
Ah.
Takes a sip, looking the professor dead in the eye and is like, so if I get completely drunk off this, I'm now your responsibility until it wears off. Have fun! And then keeps drinking.
Super. And Professor's gonna be a little shit.
Yeah.
He is going to, while Juby is watching,
Mhm.
take a shot glass off the shelf,
Oh my god!
pour straight ambrosia into it, fill it with
Mm-hmm.
straight ambrosia,
Mm-hmm.
close up the ambrosia, and just down the shot.
Oh my god. There is it. He just stares.
Nothing happens.
You. Okay. We gotta do one more roll. And let's see. How do we have disadvantage? Because let's be real. Fantastic. That's a 6. Um. Yeah. Juvie does. He is sipping. Sees that. Uh. It's just like you goes to stand. And completely falls on his face. And I think we can leave off with that nonsense of
Uh-huh.
a poof of feathers as the bird is just he is out.
Yeah.
He is white girl wasted.
Great. The professor is fully sober and has this fool to deal with now.
Congratulations.
Oh, great. Oh, that was
He has had
delightful.
a wild ride.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. Oh, wow. Whew. All right, that was quite the FPS.
Yeah. Thank you. It was so much fun, Oatmeal.
Yeah, thank you. All right, that will do it for us today. Thank you, our wonderful listeners, present and future. Uh, we will wish you all a good time zone and bid you farewell. Bye.
Goodbye.